All right, good morning. Sorry, my last meeting went a little long. I forgot about our new time. We're doing these at 8 instead of 9, and it just didn't occur to me, so my bad, my apologies, all apologies. But I've only had 1 gallon of coffee and 2 energy drinks, so I need to do a reload. So why don't we start in 2.5 minutes at 8:15 a.m. Oh, yeah. Hey, let's start with the poll. Tell me what you think. Almost there. Okay, and if I... That was such a beautiful transition and I missed it. All right, but let's get going. Please answer the poll. Good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 21,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Now, Wayne, why would we do that? Why shouldn't we just react to everything and walk into things without any plans and do everything randomly? Well, because trading is risky and not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Coolio, right? Cool. So, hey, traders.com fully automates your technical and fundamental analysis and provides as much as 5 hours of live human performance coaching every single day. TRADARS is radars for traders. That's me. I'm a little older now. I don't even own that suit. It's gone. That's such a beautiful suit, though. I have the tie and the shirt. But anyways, yeah, that's me. I've been trading for a while. I like Forex. I like futures. I like options now, for crying out loud. Yeah, I've matured as a trader over the last 20 years. Before that, I was a venture capitalist. Before that, I was a high-tech entrepreneur. Before that, I was an astronaut. Well, not an official astronaut, but I worked at NASA, and the military signed a contract with me to put me into astronaut school after I did 8 years as a pilot. Nice! So that's me in a nutshell. Oh, yeah. 2016 Forex Speaker of the Year at FX Street. That was quite an honor. Okay? And if you haven't heard me tell you that I went to Harvard, then you probably haven't met me before. But anyways, you're like, what's the big deal? Dude, it is a big deal. Yeah. Someone was bitching at me not long ago about that. And I'm like, yeah, well, you do it. That was hard. So anyways, automate the grunt work and uncover reliable opportunities, both fundamentally and technically. We did some pretty good work this morning in the fundamental analytics, right? We have a fundamental trading team, and we went for an hour this morning, and dude, we uncovered some mega gems. Mega! Like, seriously, if you don't know this, you're at a disadvantage kind of stuff. And like, we can prove it. Right? Quantitatively. So very cool stuff. So once you have infrastructure like a fundamental trading team, so imagine this is how you should think about it. You're a small institutional trader. Stop thinking like an amateur. Stop acting like an amateur. So you need infrastructure. You need a team. So now you incorporate fundamental analysis and you have a live database that can help you access dozens of key fundamental points so that you can understand how and why the market is moving, both short-term, long-term, and include things like sentiment. And you have a quantitative analyst or economist, if you want, me and others, but definitely me, on your trading team. I go through the fundamentals every single day. Think about that. So now I'm on your team. You have the infrastructure. Okay, you have the fundamental database. You have the database of all the fundamentals and positioning. So like we went over the COT report. Okay, right? You have the infrastructure and, you know, ISM services is coming out. And so you want to say, well, Wayne, why don't you show me 6 years worth of this stuff so I can understand? Oh, yeah. But then as a coach, I go and I explain what this is and how we got there. I didn't say Claudia Sam, but Claudia Sam. And therefore, you know how to put things, frame things in context and filters. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, here's COVID. And, okay, great. So you have all this and things like seasonality. Like if you don't know seasonality, you don't know how to trade. So we did positioning, we did flow, we did seasonality, we did all these different things, right? Plus you have me as a coach to go through it with you every single day. And we can analyze and look at these things. Cool. Very neat. Now, you also, right? So I'm your quant. But you also need someone to do technical analysis for you and analyze 7,500 charts in real time and only show you the stuff that you want to see because you're the portfolio manager. But you can have a chart bitch work for you because it's not worth your time to go through 7,500 charts if only 16 of them are worth your attention. Well, we'll just skip it all and just show you the 16 that are worth your attention. Or whatever the number happens to be at that time. And we can do that for crypto, stocks, commodities, indices, and all that kind of stuff. We cover things like implied volatility and so on and so forth. And our coaching calendar is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just showing you your team and your infrastructure. Okay, your team and your infrastructure. Okay, so let's say you have an amazing team. So Jessica works for you. I work for you, right? Peter works for you. David works for you, right? Brian works for you. Well, they don't. They're giving back because they're generous, successful traders. But we are on your team. But if you have poor execution, then things are just not as good for you. I mean, it may not work out well. You're booked at some chop shop, bucket shop, dark pool Forex broker, and they want you to lose. They assume you're going to lose. They need you to lose. Well, what if, because you make better decisions and you have such a great team, what if you start to win more than you lose? They may not like it because they're trading against you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And who knows? I'm not here to speak about those brokers. I don't know anything about them, but it'd be a conflict of interest to have you trading on their servers if you keep winning. And that means they lose. Do you understand that conflict of interest? It'll actually be in the disclosure document when you open the account. They'll say, well, we trade against you, so if you're a winner, we have a conflict of interest. All right, so I just think of that and I'm like, nah, that's not for me. I want an ECN with straight-through processing, which means the trader or the broker doesn't trade against you. They don't trade for you. They don't trade against you. They don't trade. They execute trades. The reason I developed a relationship with Traders Way goes back to the moment when the Swiss National Bank pulled the plug on their peg to the euro. 48 hours before that, one of the senior people at the Swiss National Bank came out and said that the peg to the euro was still their prime strategy, which says we're not going to drop the peg. So 48 hours later, they dropped the peg. Banks and brokers went out of business. People lost 7, 8, 9, 10,000 pips in a minute. And so brokers went out of business. Several big ones, right? The biggest one in the United States and a very big one in Europe. Why would they go out of business if the Swiss National Bank broke the peg? Can anybody explain that to me? Because they were trading against their clients. They were not executing the trades. So I thought we were going to have another 2008 financial crisis, and I called all my friends around the world, hedge fund managers and others, just financiers of all kinds. And I'm like, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, Alpari just went out of business. Oh my God, right? And so I just had started a relationship with Traders Way, and I contacted them. I'm like, how you doing? And they're like, we're fine. You're fine. Yeah, we don't trade against our clients. We don't have any positions. We're not holding any positions. I'm like, well, where are the positions? Well, they're in the interbanking system. I swear to you, this actually went down. And I'm like, oh my God. So there's no adverse effect. And they're like, no, we executed all the trades. We don't have any risk on that. If people made bad trades, they made bad trades, but we're not trading against them. We're not holding positions. So we don't have any risk there. We're fine. I said, oh my God, you need to send out a press release. You know what they said? Oh, that sounds like a good idea. So like, honestly, this is in the back of my mind all the time. I'm like, oh my God. Because you might not have been around long as I have, as a trader at least. And there have been several times when brokers went out of business and Forex traders lost their accounts. Okay? Seriously. Let me tell you another story. I was in Chicago at a National Futures Association conference for commodity trading advisors, aka hedge funds that do Forex and futures. They're not called hedge funds, but they're hedge funds. It's just different terminology, but we all manage other people's money and we did alternative investing. And in particular, I didn't do futures, I did Forex. So, okay, you get it? Okay, great. So we go through the whole morning and they tell you can't do anything or say anything. The morning was like what you can and can't say in a newsletter to your clients. The bottom line is you can't say jack. You can't say anything. Don't say anything. Which really made me mad because at the time I subscribed to Investor Business Daily where they had full page advertisements on their newspaper about how to get rich trading options or something like that, right? Or trading the stock market. And but then I can't say anything in Forex, right? So definitely different rules. But anyways, so then we get to lunch, and the speaker for our luncheon is the head of the National Futures Association. And he gets up there and he's talking about how their version of managing the industry was superior to all others. And they said, and no traders have ever lost money in a bankruptcy because of how awesome the NFA regulates the industry. What's up, Chrissy? So anyway, whoa. I put my hand up. And I stood up and I said, well, my name is Wayne McDonald. I'm with Sound Effects Capital Management and FX Bootcamp. Been in the industry for several years, and I know a lot of people in Forex that had money in companies like Refco, which did collapse, which did go out of business, and the traders did lose their money. And he said, oh, like with a chuckle, oh, that's just retail Forex. This is the guy regulating me. And he laughed in my face. Oh, your clients lose money? They lost money on that? Even though I just said no one ever lost money? Pfft. Well, it's just retail Forex. I don't give a crap. So you know what I did? I grabbed I had a binder with a zipper. I grabbed my binder and I went zip, zip, zip. And I put it in my bag. I grabbed my jacket off the seat behind me, put it on, adjusted my tie, and I walked out in front of 250 people. Walked out in front of the speaker who regulates me. Yeah, I didn't make any friends that day, for sure. But I'm like, F you. So what I'm trying to say is this stuff does happen. Every so often, brokers blow up. And I don't know, market conditions for a company like Traders Way with an ECN model, market conditions wouldn't take that broker up. That's right. Now, ECNs, I suppose, if they're mismanaged and this or that or the other thing, you still have that risk. But the Drew Niv was the CEO of FXCM. I've been there, been in the offices, I've met him, all that kind of stuff. And so he ran FXCM, and one day, I always have this image, he's walking to work, everything is right as rain. Then he finds out there's some sort of problem with the Swiss National Bank, and by the time he's on Water Street and he's going up to the FXCM offices, he finds out the night before he was CEO of the largest Forex broker in the world, and now it's bankrupt. And he owes $500 million. Whoa! So FXCM in the United States went out of business. how do you lose $500 million? No, like lose all your money plus another $500 million. How do you lose that kind of money overnight? Well, apparently trading against your clients. Okay? Right. Chris is like the B-book guys. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So an ECN just executes your trades. And so I just want to, share like sort of a history of why I am so adamant you use an ECN. Because they provide a service. That's it. That's all they do, provide a service. Okay? If you lose, doesn't hurt them. If you win, you keep trading. So they want you to win. So I'm like, I get it, man. I get it. Straight through processing. This ECN is an acronym that goes back, 30, 40, 50 years. I wish they just called it a straight through processing broker. But anyways, just so you know, that's how that's where we get there. I think it's good to put things into context historically. Which reminds me, I got to give you the link to tomorrow's event because it's going to be a history lesson partially. TRADARS.com offers. I think it's this one. Yeah. All right. So tomorrow we're going to do the annual outlook, but I'm giving you 4 quarters for one price. So tomorrow, okay. I've probably done 3, maybe even as many as 4 iterations of what to present and how to present it. So today is, a tidy update on how to display what I want to share. Because there's so many ways to do this. Remember, I'm making it up. But it's about research. So what do I research? How do I share? What do we care? What do we care about? Why do we care about it? And then you have to reverse everything. And so I'm going to try to make it cohesive, obviously. But when figuring out the future, we have to understand the past. And so I've been researching different ways or different things to share. And then how do I share it? Like, how do you put it into a PowerPoint that's easy to follow along with, right? These are really complicated questions, actually. But I found that if I'm going to share how I make decisions, because I can't tell you that I know the future. I don't know what the future is. But there's known unknowns and, right, there's a lot of known unknowns. There are a few unknown unknowns, but those are black swan events, so you can't really plan for that. But we do know the things to consider and worry about. And so we can talk about what those are, but then I decided to go back into history and find analogous moments in time and show you how they're similar and different, but how it impacted the markets in general. And so I decided to do that. So we'll start with like just how was 2024 globally and domestically. Just sort of like, where are we on the map? And then we want to talk about the things that are likely to happen in the future. I don't care about the things that are unlikely. So the things that are likely to happen in the future. And then we're going to travel in the past and see what happened in similar situations and how it impacted the markets. And of course, there's more than one variable. We're not just talking about Trump, add tariffs and tax cuts, but we also have a central bank that's in flux too. Oh, we're cutting by 50 basis points. Wait, we don't want to cut by, now we're taking out 50 basis points. Gee whiz. So we got to talk about that. And use analysis and allegory. Is it allegory? Analogous? Analogies, right? Data analogies, allegories, scenarios so that we could try to understand what is likely to happen. And I got a couple of good nuggets there. I think you're going to go, oh. Saba high. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be epic. And yes, I got 10,000 emails. Yes, it's recorded. Every meeting will be recorded and accessible on demand for 7 days after the event, and then I delete it. Be there, watch the recording, or be square. So this is your last chance. Prices are going to go from $50 to $5,000 tomorrow. This is your last chance to get your golden ticket. But I'm telling you, it should be fun. Should be fun. It's not $50 per meeting. It's all 4 meetings. So, cool. Okay. So I hope you're going to be there. Let's take a look at how you feel about the market. Looks like a game on day. So earlier today in the fundamental session at traders.com, we went over dairy prices. We did. We also talked about NVIDIA. We talked about services data. We went through the calendar. We did a like crazy awesome COT review. Okay, mega awesome day. Let's take a look at implied and volatility. So if you're risk on, you want to buy the stock market. Am I right? Stock market opens in about an hour. You should have already put your trade plan together. And one of the things you would do if you're going to trade the open is you want to, where is it? You want to look at the implied low because as a bull, you buy dips. Okay, you guys following along? If you are a bull, you buy a dip. Well, this is the hour projected low. This is the 4-hour projected low. And remember, this has nothing to do with the candles that have already occurred. Because you might just say, oh, well, Wayne, it's just backward looking. Oh, it's backward looking. Dozens and dozens and dozens of Tuesdays at this time of day. It's not looking at what just happened. It's looking at the average of, 24, the last 24, 30, I don't know how many. I'll have to double check with the developers. Just many, many, many. Okay, it's looking at dozens of Tuesdays at this time of day. So the impact of what just happened would be minimal because it's already averaged everything out, which means you should have already known all of this. And if you were a bull, that is your opportunity. Will that work? Nobody knows. But if you don't know where support is, you don't know how to trade. Okay? Cool. Right on. Cool, right? Yeah. So you're a bit late. So you need to figure things out now. Okay? So that, if you're a bull, that would be your day trade, right? But do we know that's going to happen? Oh, no. In fact, what would a bear do? A bear is thinking if it makes a double top, take it down. Well, that's the implied 4-hour high. Again, has nothing to do with the fact that that is there. Is it a coincidence, though? It's not a coincidence. That's just, that's the average top over the next 4 hours. So what would a bear do, y'all? A bear would look for weakness there, huh? And what if it went, Well, a bear's going to take this down to a low there tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow. 24 hours from now. See, these are moving. They're moving. This is 24 hours from now. This is 24 hours from now. Okay? So what we know is in a 24-hour period, the S&P 500 usually goes that high or usually goes that low. Which direction is it going to go, up or down? Implied volatility doesn't tell you that. We just know what happens on Tuesdays. So a bull would think support, top. A bear would think resistance. I guess we'll make this a high. A bear would think resistance, low. Which one's correct? Oh, I don't know. The problem is if you don't know which one you are, a bull or a bear, that's why you're losing money. Because you can't think in advance. You can't say, oh, I want to buy a dip. Great, what's the price? And you have it right here. Okay, see the prices? Okay, printed. Okay, so this is what a bull would think. Does the bull know that's going to work? No. Does a bear know if that's going to work? No. Do I know if that's going to work? No. Do you know if that's going to work? No. We call that a plan. In fact, I would make that a strategic plan. Okay, not a tactical. Because now you would drop in and figure out your price action, your pivot points, your moving averages, all that kind of stuff. But if you don't have a strat plan, you have no plan at all. Well, I guess the plan is you're planning to fail. See, if you have a bullish plan, okay, let's say, okay, that's your plan so far, and you think the logical outcome is here. You see how I'm putting that together? Cool. What should you do if price drops below here or here? You know you're wrong. Isn't that valuable information? Yes. If you're risk averse, you want to know how to get out, when to get out, and why to get out. In my book, I actually write that you should take pride in your losses. By the way, look at this. The page is updating. The page just updated. See, it keeps updating. Every 15 minutes, we get a new hourly projected high and low as volatility changes. Isn't that sweet? Wait, every 15 minutes, it recalculates the hourly, the 4-hour, and daily based on time of day implied volatility on this particular day of the week? Uh-huh. Holy schnicker-schnocker. And you don't even have to update the page? No, it's dynamic. So I hope you look at this stuff, guys, and you just say, holy schnicker-schnocker, I need this data. Yes. But then you say, oh, but it's so complicated and there's so much here. This is why we have 5 hours of live coaching a day. I want every single one of you to become a pro member of traders.com. I want you to have everything and access to everyone. Okay? And it wouldn't be cool if you paid the money and at the end of the month I paid you the money back? How many people here would become a pro member if you had the opportunity to get your subscription back every month? So it's basically free. How many people would use these tools if they were free? I'm trying to do these things. Can you imagine such a thing? It seems like the infrastructure that I have would allow that to happen through PayPal. So imagine you had a PayPal account. And at the beginning of the month, you paid your subscription. And at the end of the month, you received that payment back in your PayPal account. Because the giving back is the difficult part, right? Like, how do I give you a rebate? But that infrastructure can be done. So I'm actually building it where I can run a report and say, let's say 157 people, just making up a number, 157 people earned a rebate, pay them in their PayPal accounts, and it just does it. I'm trying. Well, then you probably wouldn't be able to get, right? Dre's like, how do you gain from that? You don't know me very well, Dre. uh, yeah. 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 Yeah, Dre's funny, right? Dre, for example, I manage endowments and I don't charge a fee. No performance fee, no monthly fee, completely pro bono. How do I gain from that? When you have this much gray hair, Dre, you're in a different part of your life in which giving back, sharing, legacy are the things that capture your attention. It's a different time of your life. Was there a time where maybe my priorities were making a lot of money, chasing beautiful girls, and buying fancy cars was a priority in my life? Yeah. Are those the things that impress me now? No. So it's just, I don't know. Yeah. So look, I'm not going to do it because it hurts. But whatever, you bring up a good point. Well, let's figure it out together, right? No, Lewis. But we have all of that. But whatever. No. The other thing I'm trying to do, and this is difficult, but I am trying to get a prop firm involved too, if I can. But I don't know. It's becoming more and more complicated. So, anyways, I'm trying. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying. But at the very least, I want every single person here to have the ability and ideally the desire to trade professionally and to have institutional quality research and a full stack team of technical and fundamental and industry specific even experts on your team. Yeah, Chris, that's what they say, but I don't believe it anymore. So I did talk to them, Chris. They're like, yeah, we only have real money. I'm like, cool. So I'm going to send you a whole bunch of people that are excellent traders. And they're like, cool. We're going to sign them up for a whole bunch of like tests, whatever they call the tests, the trials. And we'll pay you $60 or something. I'm like, I don't want the $60. I told them this. I'm like, I don't want the $60. They're like, oh my God, well, why? I'm like, I don't want to sell trials. I said, I'll even pay the $60 or give them the discount. So if you charge $100, but you'll give me a $60 commission, I'm just going to give them the $60. But my guys are going to pass and they're going to be successful. So I said, I'll tell you what, if you're going to compensate me, I'm just going to give that back to them too, so that my service is now free to them. So I'll tell you what, give me a piece of the profits from successful traders. Right? Because they're obviously making money on the spread and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, cool. So if you're going to act as a broker, great. Give me a piece of that action. No. I'm like, why? If you paid me $300 from their trading, which they're going to be successful traders, I'm just going to give it back to them. So pay me that way. I will pay for their tests up front. Literally, I pitched this, Chris. I will pay for the tests, but I want backside compensation so that I can rebate that back to them. And they're like, no, we won't do that. But they'll pay me commissions on the examination. So I'm like, oh, that's what all the other stupid liars do, the stupid brokers, right? So, well, I'm not saying it's suspicious, Chris, but I did what I could. The messaging is good. I literally told them, Chris, I'm going to fly out to meet you in Malta, I think they're in, right? I'll fly out. I want to meet you in person. But once again, right, so that you can show me you have real money. And then the second thing is you're going to pay me based on the success of the traders, not on the examinations to get the money. No, they're all going to pass, so don't worry about it. And they're like, nah, we don't really want to do that with you. Okay. So it just, I'm not saying it's suspicious, but I am telling you the truth of what my pitch was. I'm going to bring you lots of successful traders. You're going to fund them. They're going to make money. You're going to make money because you're saying it's real cash. So that's great. So give me a small piece of the profit. No. Okay. Right? I was going to fly out on my own dime and everything. I priced the airline ticket. I sent them screenshots. Like, I have all these conversations. And they're like, no, we're not interested. I'm like, I just told you I can send you, let's say, 100 successful Forex traders that can be profitable. They're like, we're not interested in that. Okay. Yeah. I met with another broker, prop fund, and they said the same thing. It's real money. I told them what I wanted to do. They were into it. We were going to do a deal, and then they sold the company. So I can talk to the new team, but I don't know them, right? So I don't know. Well, so Lucas says, don't most of them have dumb rules like no swing trading, holding trades over the weekend, and all that? Yes, because it's designed for you to fail. They call it risk management, but it's their risk, right? The risk that you keep trading. So I don't know. So all I know, Lucas, is that's not what I want to be associated with. That's not what I want for you guys. And so I'm working on it. I've spent thousands of dollars, right? I've flown to meet people in person, and I'm trying. So we'll get there. Don't worry about it. But people are like, let me tell you, people are always shocked because I'm like, I want to pay for the trial. They're like, what do you mean? Yeah, how much does it cost for someone to take, the exam to then get a real account? They're like, it's $100. All right, I'll pay the $100. And they're dumbfounded. Dumbfounded. I'll pay it. I'll pay it myself. So how do we set that up? What's the process if I pay for all the people I send? And they just don't, you know what the response of one guy said, we have such and such a referrer, a coach. We have a coach sending us clients and they make $20,000 a month. And I'm like, selling the trials? They're like, yes. Well, good for them. I'm not interested. I will pay for it myself. What I want is that you actually can prove to me there's real money and you can prove to me that you actually pay everybody. So let me come visit. And I don't want to be compensated from the trials. And just they don't know how to deal with me. There's no infrastructure to even do it that way. So, anyways, don't you like shaking it up though? I like it. I like it. I love it, in fact, right? I love it. They're like, we ain't seen anybody like you, son. Right? Yeah. Like the devil down in Georgia, right? Told you once and I told you again. You son of a bitch, I'm the best there's ever been. One of the greatest songs ever written. You have to Google it, the devil down in Georgia. Yeah, anyways. It's taking longer, but these are the things I'm trying to work with, right? But I got some other deals. I got some other ideas. I have some other conversations that I need to design. But, right now this week, I'm busy doing our presentation for tomorrow. Cool. So I think I have this isolated on yens from a previous discussion. Okay. Oh, you know what? On those old topics, the other thing I would love is that you can use MT4 trading. Because I think that's the other thing, Lucas, where they're like, okay, we want you to succeed, but we got all these weird, crazy rules. Oh, and by the way, we're going to give you an obscure, hard to use trading platform in which you're highly likely to make a ton of mistakes. So I'm like, I don't want that either, huh? Okay, strength, threat. Strength, opportunity. Okay, non-directional. Strength, opportunity. Strength, breakout, pullback, could be an opportunity soon. Non-directional. Strength, slight opportunity. non-directional, non-directional, and bearish with an opportunity. So weak opportunity. So I just went through all the yen pairs on all time frames. Yeah, that's the newer level of complication, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't know, Lucas. All I'm saying is I'm trying. We'll see what comes from it. So now we can do this on all yen pairs, or no, you know what? Let's now do all dollar pairs. And I'm not going to do exotics. So, and we already did dollar, yen, dollar Swissy, dollar CAD. Oh, you know what? No, let's do all CAD. Okay, let's do all CAD. Aussie CAD, CAD Swissy, CAD yen, Euro CAD, Pound CAD, Kiwi CAD, USD CAD, and there we go. Isn't this great that you can do this? All right, so the Prime Minister of Canada stepped down 9 years late. And so there could be some interesting things going on in the Canadian dollar. And what we're trying to figure out is, well, we have long-term charts that might say Canadian dollar weakness, but we might have shorter term charts that say Canadian dollar strength. There might be, because of a change in international political economics, change in flow of dollar. Plus, you might have seen something on COT. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right. So what do we see with Canadian dollar? Strength, opportunity. Strength, opportunity. Weakness, threat. Weakness, threat. See, they're bigger time frames, though. Okay, strength, opportunity. Non-directional, buy a dip would be the CAD Swissy. Looks like this. This is how you trade this. By the way, download the chart templates. No, not the flashcards. It's in the description below. You can download flashcards to teach you and remind you how to trade this. Like, for example, this is what you should do next if you're going to be a bull on Kitty Cat. Okay? So it's non-directional, but we got the breakout, which was predicted, as you can see, 6 hours ago. But what I like is, what do we do now? And that's the buy the dip. All right, cool. So let's just keep going. Bullish opportunity, CAD yen, non-directional breakout pullback, very similar to the one I just showed you. Aussie CAD, that's good. That's strength for the Canadian dollar, weakness for the pair with an opportunity. So that is good to go. This is a channel down showing Canadian dollar strength, but it's currently in threat mode. And then pound CAD, you can see it was showing Canadian dollar weakness. Now it's showing Canadian dollar strength with a lower high, lower low. So we have a threat developing into an opportunity. So this is a daily chart, and what you want to look for is like that. Easy. Now I just went through every Canadian dollar pair on all time frames and only showed me trend trades. Done. Who's faster, me or you? You would have to go through the CAD yen 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, hourly chart, 4-hour chart, and daily chart. And then repeat it. Aussie CAD 15-minute chart, 30-minute chart, hourly chart, 4-hour chart, daily. Then you'd have to do Kiwi dollar on all time frames, CAD Swissy on all time frames. Took me less than 1 minute. And I'm only looking for reliable, repeatable trend patterns or breaks of trend patterns. Not reversal patterns, not harmonic patterns, not a big move and expansion patterns. I got rid of all of those because I'm not interested. So I got what I needed to see, and it took me less than 1 minute. So when I say stop wasting time, Okay? Stop wasting time. Okay? I don't know about you, but I have more money than time. Okay? I can always make money. I can never make more time. So with fundamentals, I can make better decisions and do it quickly. But with technical radars, I can, once I know what I want to buy and sell, I can make those decisions very quickly. And now I can, out of those charts that we just did, what was there, about five opportunities? Now I can drop into those charts and start making decisions. Oh my gosh, huh? That's what I'm saying. Don't be an amateur, huh? So the rest of the day, okay, we have a session planned at 11 a.m. And then we have a session planned at 4 p.m. And that's, this usually is an hour and a half. This is usually an hour. So we still have 2.5 hours of performance coaching. We also had one at 8 a.m. We also had one at 3 a.m. This is all January 7th, January 7th. The one I'm doing now, January 7th. This is January 7th, right? So 1, 2, the one I'm doing now, 3, 4, 5. Minimum so far, 5 hours of performance coaching today. So like all, everybody here is on your team. Yeah. Hakeem, I look at it every week. There was very interesting data in the COT this week. I'm not going to go over it here because you should probably pay. Yeah. Not because, well, 2 reasons. 1, you should have access to the data. But 2, I spent a good half an hour today going over this page with members of our fundamental team or pro members. And we went through everything, the charts, the positioning, the flow, and the stock of all this capital. We talked about this and went through every, the things that jumped out as being special and unique. And yeah, dude. Like, for example, I'm not going to tell you what asset, but there's an asset that went up on your charts the last, let's say, 7 to 10 days. So the charts were bullish. But I proved to you no one actually bought it. I was able to prove, because I know I have the data. The chart showed bullishness. Oh yeah, it was going up. But I also proved to you that it wasn't people buying. Yeah. Well, so this is what you got to do, Joshua. You got to go to coaching. And you got to RSVP to the things you want to attend. So 49 people are going to go to David Pegler's session today at 11. So you have to RSVP, like you have to click on this check mark. So let me RSVP. Wait, I haven't RSVP'd for this. Or did I? Hang on. What is this? Did I RSVP or not? There we go. All right. So I RSVP'd because I have a check mark. So now there's 50 people going, right? Which means just before the session starts, I will be sent an email to this session with the login link as a reminder. Or if you're already logged in, you can just go into the room. And it's like Zoom built in to traders.com. So I'm attending my session at 4 p.m. And this is the session that I download and read all the economic reports. And we talk about them. We call it the week on the street. So yeah, we will actually download things like Aussie retail sales, and we'll read the government report and talk about it. Cool. So 47 people are going to get the reminder emails with direct login links, or you can just log in and, but the thing is, you want to RSVP. And, okay, if you don't, you're a pro member, great. But if you were not a pro member, you wouldn't see the schedule of things that you don't have access to. So if you were a fundamental trading team member, you're only going to see things that you have access to. But you know what? All members have access to David's session, and all members have access to my session. Okay? The scalping the market opens are private to, right, technical traders and pro members. And then in the morning, I do my fundamentals, right? Here's tomorrow's YouTube. So if you RSVP, it'll remind you and send you the link. It might save you a couple of clicks of going to YouTube and then typing in the channel and then clicking on the live stream. You know, you'll just get an email and you just click on that and it'll take you straight there. Cool, right? I know. Cool, right? Cool beans. All right, so that was real. Okay, you have the opportunity to radically change everything as a trader and become institutional quality, or you can just stay an amateur. The only thing is it costs some money, and I'm working on even helping on that part. And then I would like to help you with getting some money. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool? So anyways, I'm doing my best. Well, looks like I got to update the site a little bit. It still has the code down there, and I noticed it still has the code down there. Yeah, co. So like I'm committed, right? Like this used to be co. I bought traders.com for $10,000. It's true. It's true. It's true. Absolutely 100% true. So I'm in, man. Like I'm fully investing into the success of your future. And I just want you to use it. Okay. So hopefully we can make that happen, huh? So I'm in. I'm telling you, I'm all in, right? I'm all in. So thank you for letting me be on your team every single day. And I hope you become a pro member of traders.com. You can do the technical trading team. You can do the fundamental. You can do the scalping. But it's advantageous to become a pro because then you have access to everything. I think I showed you yesterday. I'm going to show you one more time. If you become an annual and you pay $3,000 up front, you save $600, right? You're like, Wayne, I want to do it, but I don't have $3,000 right now. Okay, how about this? Watch this. They save $600 a year, right? Check this out. You go to the monthly. Coupon code is what is it? New Year NY 25. And you go apply. Now you save the $600. You see that? So now you're an annual member. Okay? Now you're an annual member. $600 off. This ends soon, and you'll never be able to use the coupon code twice. So you can keep that and be an annual member, but if you join for 2 months and then leave, it won't work again. You can't come back. You have to pay the full price if you leave. Oh, clever boy. Yeah, well, girl up. Put your big girl panties on and join. Let's go. Change everything you're doing in trading. Let me on your team. All right, so that's that. Yeah. And tomorrow. See, watch this. See, you go into coaching. Tomorrow. Yeah. Here's the annual outlook. And here's the sign-up form to RSVP. And tomorrow you are going to get a link to log in to attend. Sure. Well, Lewis, access to 5 hours of coaching a day, if you actually participate and interact with the coaches, you'll get what you need. All right. So anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. The markets are opening in about 10 minutes, and you should have already had everything planned out. Good to go. Hot to go, HOTTOGO. Oh, hot to go. Have a wonderful trading day. Best day ever. Cheers.